Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now today we got something really epic and really cool, and something I've been wanting to do since the beginning, and that is the best possible settings for your GoPro when you're going out, the best things for maximum quality. Guys, see you after this. You've seen all those videos in GoPro on the YouTube page, or I don't know, somewhere, and you're like, my footage doesn't look so great. Well, I'm going to explain you some of my best settings, what I've found to work on different occasions. Guys, that's enough talking about that. Let's start with the first one, which is static images. That means if you are doing a landscape or you are shooting something which doesn't involve slow motion at any rate, and you just want to get a really crisp image of the environment. Now for that I use 4K 30 frames a second. I use that because you have the best possible image on your GoPro, which is still really good in terms of processing power, so your camera doesn't do aliasing or something like that too much. So you're going to have a really cool and really great image while still having the possibility to zoom in on your image in post-production, so you can still zoom into a 1080p. You can do a Ken Burns effect to move around in the image, create something that looks like motion in your picture. But if I do want to use a little bit of slow motion while still doing a static shot, for example, I'm going to pass by with my skateboard or something cool is going to happen and I still want to capture it in a little bit of a slow motion, then I use 2.7K on 48 frames a second. That gives me enough slow motion, since I am already editing on 24 frames a second, gives me 50% slow motion, which is pretty cool, and I still have the best possible quality. Especially if you're doing 60 frames a second, that's just too much for the camera to handle. It gives you a little bit of aliasing, and you don't want to have that if you really want the maximum quality and the best possible image. So I also did a little shot from that, so you guys can see that coming over now. Now if I do want to get some awesome slow motion shots and I'm still doing the static mode, so I'm not moving around with the camera, I'm not putting it on my body, I'm not putting it on the board, whatever, not putting it anywhere, then I go to 1080p 120 frames a second. And why I do this is it has the least amount of aliasing, and I'm going to come back to the aliasing because I haven't been saying it quite a lot. I'm going to show you what that is in the next video. But you do have a difference between the wide and the narrow field. But I feel that the quality is a little bit better in the narrow field than if you are doing wide, because in the wide you get a little bit of more aliasing and the quality isn't that good. But if you do need to get the shot, if you do need the wide, then just go for the wide. Essentially it goes if you are having the shot in your repertoire or not. But what if I do want to get that POV shot? So I want to mount it to my body, I want to mount it to my gear. What do I use then? Well, I like to use an aspect ratio of 4:3, so I can still choose afterwards in post-production if I'm going to move around with the image or if I'm going to put it in super view or something like that. So I still have the choice. So that's why I film in 4:3 ratio, and I do this if I don't need slow motion in 2.7K. So 2.7K 4:3. 30 frames a second, and that gives you the best possible resolution to go for, and it also makes that you have the 2.7K, which is twice the amount of pixels you have for 1080p resolution. Did it. So if you do want to go slow motion, you don't want to go overkill, then I recommend shooting at 1440 resolution, which is also 4:3 ratio, but then going to 60 or 80 frames a second. Now if you do the 80 frames a second, again, you're gonna have some aliasing, so the quality is not going to be that good in relation to the 60 frames a second, but it gives you the best possible image shooting with the GoPro, shooting POV shots. And then the last mode, which is if you do want to get really super slow motion, but still want to be able to have the 4:3 ratio, then I suggest you go to 960p with 120 frames a second. Now, be mindful of this because it's not going to be the best quality, but if you do want to get into the slow motion that much, you have a really cool board slide, or you want to do an epic surf through the wave or something like that, and you have mounted somewhere onto an object, onto gear, onto your body, something like that, and you want to get that slow motion, then you should go for the 960p with 120 frames a second. Guys, that is all there is. That's all the modes that I mostly use, but think about it whenever you go shooting. If there's a mode that you feel that should work better, if you want to do something different, then go for it by all means. Guys, that's the end of this video. That's all I got to give to you. So if you liked this video, please leave a like, and what else I want to learn from you guys, or what I want to hear from you guys, is what mode do you use most often? So please put that in the comments below so we can all learn from each other and get to know what you guys are using. Maybe I can pick it up myself also. So guys, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you didn't already, and if you did, you, my friend, are so awesome. So guys, thank you for watching. See you next time, and you know what's coming. Stay creative, go with the flow.